you're 40 and you haven't had a fight yet. No fight, zero. So you would have to start amateur fight in Pennsylvania, not everywhere, but in Pennsylvania, you have to do a couple amateur fights. You have to have a winning record, amateur. Maybe you get to 3-0, 4-0, and then we go to the commission and we say, hey, he wants to do a pro fight, you know? So there's it's a little bit different when you're 40. I'm over 40. When I go to fight, they ask me to do all these medical tests because I'm older. But it can be done. You can do it. It's no problem.
You know, one of the things I love about this video is that Eddie's not telling the guy, like, hey, you're too old, just give it up. It's not worth it. It's not worth your time. Like, just do something else, bro. You don't want to do this. It's too late. Which a lot of people would do. A lot of people would do. I remember the first time I went to like a jiu-jitsu class. I'm by no means an expert. I know some things here and there. You know, I could, for the most part, beat someone who like never trained before. For the most part, you never know. In a fight, it's definitely different. One punch can change everything, and I wouldn't want to go to the ground in a fight unless I had to. But I remember when I went to jiu-jitsu class for the first time, I was like 23 years old. It was the first like legit jiu-jitsu gym that I'd ever been to. The owner had worked with like some UFC fighters and, you know, things like that. And I remember I walked in and he starts like talking to me immediately, and he's like walking over to like show me something, and he's like, how old are you? And I was like, oh, I'm 23. I just turned 23. He's like, oh, that's good. You know, he's like, I'm glad you're starting now. He's like, man, 26, 27, 25, that's like, it's getting too late. You know, it's getting too late. He's like, it's good that you're starting now because, you know, like once you get to a certain age, it's like, you know, it's too old. It's like, what? What are you talking about? Like, first of all, why are you even saying some dumb shit like that? And looking back, I realize like how stupid that is. That's just what he thinks. People just try to put their opinions on you because you gotta understand, if you can do something at a certain age and they can't, or they have a limiting belief around it, it makes them feel bad. It makes them feel bad. So I love that Eddie is not telling this guy, hey, you can't do it. He's just telling him how it's going to happen and how it's going to be a little bit different. He's still encouraging him, and I love that. I think that's great. Versus the guy who, you know, I went to my first jiu-jitsu class with. He's actually not a bad guy at all. I might go to that gym again someday. He has like a limiting belief around certain things, and he thinks that, you know, if you're a certain age, it's just not going to happen. This can't happen because maybe that's his story, maybe that's some of his students' story, but it's not true, man. It doesn't matter. It's about skill sets. It's about skill sets. If you can accumulate a higher skill set than someone who's been doing it for 25 years, it doesn't matter. How often do you see these old vets get knocked out by 21, 22, 23-year-old kids in the UFC? All the time. Doesn't matter.